Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, everybody, boys and girls. Thanks again for tuning in to our stream here. So things might look a little bit different than they typically do. That is because I am going to be spending a good chunk of the morning online with you guys during the trading day today as well. So don't have a face camera on. I like to have more screen space. And in a second, I'm probably going to shrink this screen down a little bit. That way I can add a couple scanners too that we can see. So give me a second. Going to do all that. Okay. So good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. So yeah, quick little update, maybe an FYI. So the jobless claims came out, unemployment numbers basically, at about 6.6 million. So that was kind of expected. Markets kind of bounced here pre-market. We're kind of going on this up move right now. So a lot of people would look at today and go, why is the market going up when, the jobless claims come back at 6.6 million? So, and the reason that's happening is because that was expected. If we had come out and said, there was actually 9 million jobless claims, then the markets would go down because the markets would have not actually priced in 9 million, jobs lost, essentially, right? So the markets already traded to the levels at which we anticipated this is what was going to happen. So nothing happened today. No news of the jobless claims broke that was any different than what should have been. What happened today, the numbers that came out were expected, right? So the reason you're seeing the jump is because it therefore tells the analysts and or anybody, the economist, anybody who is making any sort of assumptions about the jobless claims, correct. Their thinking, their analysis was correct. Therefore, that's a bullish indicator. We were correct on our thinking. Therefore, markets move up, right? So anyways, we're starting to see this bounce. I really don't see this move in the market lasting too much longer. We're really getting to the short-term selling location within this move on the S&P 500. So maybe up a little more, but ultimately the move that's happened is probably getting ready to be done. Okay. Momentum Day Trader, good morning. Good morning. Is the market... yes, guys. So the market's going to close at 1 p.m. today. And then the market will not be open tomorrow for Good Friday. So markets are closed tomorrow. They will close at 1 o'clock today. GLD breakout coming. Yes, Dom, there's a good chance that is going to happen. Again, I have gold to at least... I don't know how long it's going to take. I feel like I've been saying this for a decade now, and I'm still wrong. So take it for what it's worth, right? But I've been long gold since this left chart always does this weird. I don't know why, but it always gets really awkward sometimes, and it's like extra zoomed in. I don't know what I did to it to make it do that, but this left chart always seems to be more zoomed in than the other ones. I started buying gold back in when did I start buying gold? I bought gold. The stock market corrected in 2018. Yeah, I started buying gold right here. I think in this down leg and some of this dip. That's where I started to buy golds and silvers. Was about 3 years ago now, right? 2018, we're going to 2000. So about a couple of years, about 2 years ago, 2.5. So I started picking up gold and silver down here. We're here now. So I expect that we're going to see just gold ultimately surpass the 2000 price. I think we're going to at least retest our previous high levels. So we're ultimately going to come back up and create a big cup. So then whether or not we do a cup and handle, we dip back down, and then we go on a run later, I mean, that's a lot of unknowns, right? But ultimately, my price target for gold is going to be back up to at least the previous highs, 1850, 1900 zone on gold. So I've been long gold for a long time. So I've been a proponent, someone who's been pushing gold and silver. I've gotten to the point where, you know, it it's got to take its run at some point. We're on a bullish move, and then the same thing with silver, right? I mean, if you look at silver. Silver is very similar. Silver's at lows, so I ended up buying. I've been buying. I think I put another couple $1,000s here throughout this dip and this bounce. I bought some more silver. I mean, it's down into support levels, so kind of the same scenario. If anything similar to '08 or a financial crisis happened like last time, we had a shakeout in silver. Same thing with gold, and then we went on a move. So if anything similar plays out to what history did last time, we're pretty close to a move on silver, essentially, right? So gold and silver are two big plays for me right now, that is. Okay. Right now, I have, for sure, I have at least, what is that, 14, at least a $20,000 portfolio of gold and silver that I manage. And then I have some with some other guys that they manage money on top for me. And I don't know how much they have in gold and silver, but probably like another 50, somewhere in that zone. So altogether might be, north of like 60 in gold and silver right now. So yeah, we can touch on MBRX a little bit here. Give me a second. Ludwin, it's really it's the same thing. Physical gold and silver is obviously the best you can have, but there's paper asset that trades against the price of it. So right now, let me pull something up for you guys. Give me a second. So this is appmex.com. This is typically a website that I would use to buy gold and silver, right? So look at the price of silver right now. This is 2020. So this isn't even available until April 22nd. So right now, physical gold and silver, and I don't want to say entirely, but there are some products that are on back order right now. And so there has been a massive increase in the demand for gold and for silver. So you're seeing the physical price of gold and silver significantly higher than what the paper assets are, right? So like if you go look at, for example, right? Like look at this, 1 ounce of gold. Well, that might be a bad view. We'd have to go to like one of the most generic ones. Let's see, what's the spot price at? Hold on. Okay, so gold right here we got at, okay, so yeah, some of the gold coins, not all, but like spot price here is at 1563, spot price here is at almost 1700. So regardless, I was just trying to show you that there's been a significant increase in the demand for gold and gold and silver, essentially. You're seeing it on the physical side too, okay? That's pretty much was the gist of what I wanted to show you there. Okay. So MBRX, yeah, we could take a look at it. MBRX, I've seen it a little bit today. Let me put this full screen for now. So yeah, I myself am not going to trade MBRX today. It just doesn't have a good setup. I didn't trade it yesterday. Maybe I did a couple little bottom bounces, but anyways. Yeah, didn't really trade it yesterday. Pretty much knew that this was going to be a dud. There was a massive bear flag right here. So MBRX today, probably going to be a no-go for me. No-go. Paper as gold and silver, GLD, SLV. Gold digging. 8% age, probably 2.5 years now. Yeah, gold would be, so here's the thing, gold would be extremely bullish if we went back to the gold standard. Remember, gold is really the only true money. Remember that you're united, like, and I'm not trying to here to preach like a whole new world order thing, but in reality, the dollar bill that you hold isn't even money. It's fake. It's really just an illusion that you yourself, me, and a bunch of other people around the world have just given random value because some other human who thought he was smarter or thought he came up with a great idea convinced a bunch of other humans that it was a good idea. So then they all followed into this illusion of money. It's not real. Gold and silver are the only true currency. You can debate that eventually Bitcoin or some type of cryptocurrency will become a currency, but those currencies will need to be backed by something physical, which would then end up being probably gold and silver. So regardless, gold and silver, well, it's really just gold. Gold's really the only true currency we have. So your paper money, it's all fake. It's not worth anything. Your dollars are probably worth like a penny at most, maybe, if you're lucky. So you really don't have any money. Nobody actually has any money. It's all fake in reality. But nonetheless, yes, gold is really your only true currency. If you went back to the gold standard, gold would most likely see an increase. Yeah. So the best way I can explain to understand the value of gold is like this. If, I don't know how many years ago, maybe close to 100 years ago, maybe like 110 years ago now, about 110 years ago, let's say, 110 years ago, if you went into a shop to buy a suit, you could either give them a $20 bill or you could give them a gold $20 or a $20 gold ounce coin. So the 1 ounce gold coin was worth $20. You could buy a really nice suit with that. Or you could say, hey, do you want this $20 bill? And you could buy a really nice suit with that, okay? So now if you go to the suit store and you want to buy a really, really nice suit, you could take that same 1 ounce gold coin and you could buy a nice $1,500, or sorry, actually you could buy a nice $1,600 suit with that 1 gold coin. But you could no longer buy a really nice suit with one $20 bill. You'd have to use a lot of $20 bills to buy a really nice suit now. And that is to show you the devaluation of paper money over solid physical gold. The same 1 ounce coin can buy the same really nice suit 110 years later. The same brand new $20 bill can no longer buy a really nice suit. And why? That is because your United States government has been printing money from the Federal Reserve since we went off the gold standard. What that has done has devalued the United States dollar over the course of 120 years, so much so to the point that 1 ounce gold coin can buy a really nice suit, and now you need a shit ton of $20 bills to buy a really nice suit. So that example there is just to show you what has happened over the course of like 100 years to the United States dollar. 1 ounce gold coin buys a really nice suit. $20 bill buys a really nice suit. Now you need a lot of $20 bills to buy a really nice suit. So that's just the visual there of what's happened to gold pretty much over 100 years or so. Okay. Inflation, so that's pretty much it in a nutshell what's happened to your dollar, okay? And now I'm not a man or someone who's in enough power to tell you exactly what's going to happen, how it's going to unravel, how things might change, but yeah, I mean it's fiat currency is always a slippery slope at the end of the day. If you can create a digital currency that can't be manipulated, then you're onto something, right? But now you got to convince the rest of the world that United States dollar, that paper money that you've been holding to for dear life for the past 100 years is now irrelevant and it's worthless, and now you have to go to a digital currency. Imagine trying to tell a bunch of people that. That's not easy. Okay, here's another good example if we want to touch on gold and silver again. So back before Venezuela's economy crashed, you can go look it up. I don't know what the inflation, how rampant it ran. I can't remember. But the inflation in I know inflation in Zimbabwe, I think even went to like a million, maybe a billion. Honestly, I don't even remember. It was so crazy I couldn't even like fathom the number. But anyways, Venezuela, Zimbabwe, their economy crashed. It went through some crazy things. Not to get into politics, but you guys will probably have views one way or the other because it was government, because it was this. But nonetheless, their economies crashed, and their country's currency went just completely in the gutter. You would even see pictures of Venezuela dollars in the streets flowing in the wind because that's how worthless the country's currency had become once their system crashed. So before Venezuela's system crashed, within like the past 12 years, let's say, you could have been a multimillionaire in Venezuela dollars, right? In Venezuela, you could have been a multimillionaire worth, let's say $10 million, right? And then their economy crashed. You would have become poor. You would have no money because your system's currency completely crashed, and now everybody around you sees that dollar is worth nothing. You're no longer a multimillionaire. But if you took your 10,000 Venezuela dollars before the system crashed and you just bought gold, you would still have your $10 million worth of gold, because that's a true currency that will fluctuate, sure, but never really lose its entire value. So there's another good example of a multimillionaire in Venezuela 10 years ago, system crashes, he's no longer a multimillionaire. Multimillionaire 10 years ago, buys a bunch of gold and silver, system crashes, he's still a multimillionaire. Okay? So that's enough of the gold and silver talk there for you. All right, didn't really see any great penny stocks today. Maybe you guys know something else that I don't. Any cybersecurity stocks I like? I haven't really had too much time. I guess I have all the time in the world, really. But it's CrowdStrike, CRWD. That's been a good one that I've liked trading. No, but cybersecurity is going to become a company kind of thing of the future. Absolutely. We don't have this available right now. When we do, when we get this like up and on our site, it will be available for free to all of our elite members, premium members, anybody who takes our trading course, they all get it. If you don't, then it will be on our site for a small ticket. But yeah, if you're in any one of our programs, everybody will get this for free. We just don't have this available yet. We've had so many questions on it. We just don't. It's just not fully ready. This is our first version of it. This is actually, in theory, a beta version. I don't really think we're going to have to tweak it too much more. But this is actually a beta version of it. So, to be completely honest with you, I didn't really like anything today. Well, that might change because the market popped so much, so things have definitely changed since I really last looked at them all. So, stocks that I've been following over the past, I don't, why does it do that? That is just so awkward. I hate that it does that. Why does it start so big? Well, maybe it's under appearance. Give me a second here. Time access, expansion. I have no idea. Anyways, yeah, a couple stocks we've been following recently were CCL, just because it's a cruise line stock. So this one does have a bullish divergence. So this is to be watched along bias. We even mentioned watching this along a couple days ago. So CCL is a better stock to be more on the long side right now than to be on the short side. It's already gotten crushed. Intraday today, it's really not a great setup. This morning? Maybe that was this morning. Yeah, this morning it was a good dip buy down here. Now it's just a neutral stock for me now that we're up here. So CCL, we've been watching it, not really trading it. There's no penny stock that I've seen yet today, unless maybe this one. I don't know if this has changed. TLSA, no, still looks like garbage. Honestly, I have no idea. I really couldn't tell you when we're going to release it. Still have to. There's just so much going on. I couldn't really give a lot of answers on that. Oh, you know what? That is probably at TOS. Yes, Fit Studies. It's been a while since I've done that. Where is that at? Fit studies, fit studies, fit studies. There we go. Let's go. Let's go. Gosh, I totally forgot about that setting. Yep, that was it. Thank you, partner. Thank you, sir. All right. Did I have it on this one? Yep. Yeah, see, that's why. Yep. Makes total sense now. Okay. Yeah, I seen MFA today. MFA, I'm not gonna trade. It's already up too much. Not that it's up too much. It's just kind of bounced over the past couple days. Does MFA have to do with oil? I'm not really. No, mortgage investments. Okay. So MFA for me has up to 243. So that's like another 13 cents before it hits a resistance level. So there's just not enough profit potential there for me to trade that stock right now. EFC had a jump day yesterday, but yeah, this actually doesn't look terrible if you want to be more long on it. Again, you have up to about 11.35 right now, but you're also, $2 away from support. So this all comes down to intraday trading. Really, anything on your daily chart or 4-hour chart's not going to really be of much concern to you for right now. Yeah, but look at how it traded yesterday. I mean, it was kind of jerky. It wasn't very fluent. So that's more of like a swing trading stock, not a day trading one. At least for me, I would say. Honestly, I don't know how much or really what's going on with the OPEC or the OPEC. Honestly, they shouldn't come up with any deal. They should all just stick to their own, flood the oil market if they want to. Don't flood it. I mean, that's only because I know that there's a lot of repercussions for doing that. Anyways, who knows? I have no idea. I'm not following it close enough, but honestly, I just wish the world would just have a free market and everybody just do as they pleases. But you have countries like the United States that over leverage themselves on debt to create these shale oil companies, which pretty much rely on the oil staying at a certain price or else the business can't function. So it's like a lot of domino pieces that can fall from this. But yes, a lot of people are watching the oil markets right now because of a potential deal that's going to go on and so on and so forth. So you're seeing a lot of volatility in the oil markets today. I was saying to start watching oil, which, by the way, I traded WTI, just the WTI stock. I didn't trade the futures, but we said to start watching oil long, basically in the 1927, as you started to get this divergence. And then shortly after, we got the long move up to about 29.30, which was the expected move. All right? Let me explain. If you were to look at the move on forward/CL, okay, so we're going to go back, hold on one second. Yeah, we're going to go back to this drop. Okay, you see this drop here on oil. If you look down here at the RSI, let me bring this up. So if you look at this drop on oil, right, you have the RSI, it's all the way down at 5, okay? And then we bounce, and then we roll down again, and now the RSI is at 22. And then we bounce, and then we roll down to a new low, and the RSI is at 30, okay? So the whole time this is all going down, your momentum's actually going up. So that's an early indication of a reversal, okay? So the divergence starts from here and ends at 1927. So essentially the divergence starts at about 28, 29, or 30. So pretty much anywhere from the 33 to 28 price is where the divergence starts. And then the divergence ends at about a price of 20. So if you do the math from about 30 to 20, but it's give or take, because it's not, how are you calculating from 34, you're calculating from this candle. So, if you just take like an average of where you could justify it truly starts, you'd probably come up with about 9, 10, or 11 or 8 Okay, so the divergence from here to here was about $10 to $8. So the easy go-to reversal should be about $10 to $8, which if you start, it starts at 19.27 and it jumps all the way to a high of 29. So it jumped about 10 points. So we had a $10 divergence and a $10 reversal. Okay. So since that happened, I would say that we're no longer playing the divergence. It's more or less just now trading functionality along with the OPEC, right? We don't really have the divergence favorable trade. Now it's just more onto, do we make a deal? What do the levels look like? And so on and so forth, right? So I think the easy go-to reversal play is already gone. Now it's you're following the OPEC. What kind of deal do the Saudis and the Russians make, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You get the point, okay? I don't trade the open on Thinkorswim, but yeah, generally there's still issues there. So I just usually don't even trade the open at all. That's not going to happen. Nice. Steve, yeah. I mean, you are right. The Feds are pumping billions of dollars into the market. So that just kind of shows you how bad our financial system really is. Okay? It's not a good thing. It's a bad thing. But you're right, Steve. They're pumping crazy amounts of money into the system, which is, it's astronomical. It's kind of impressive, to be honest, but surprisingly, the markets are still going up. They saw some short-term selling around the level I thought they would, but nothing aggressive enough to hold them down. So we have gotten over this, so we should might be able to. It's really 278. This market's funny. Yeah, next move we have is up to about 284, 283. An impressive jump. So, anyways, by the time the markets open, I wonder how much higher they go pre-market. I wonder if they're going to push up, any more than they already have in this move. I mean, you can obviously tell it's getting a little weak. But ultimately, with how we've jumped now, the markets are going to be opening a little higher, a little on the high side. They're going to be up here, so they're on the high side now. So probably going to have to be. We'll see. We'll see by the time we get to open, but we're probably going to have to be more of a little bit bearish going into the open for now with how we've increased through pre-market. Got 15 minutes till the market opens. NYMT to break highs. I'm not super familiar with it. Already don't like it. Maybe it breaks highs. Sure, I could. Always possible. I mean, yeah, you're onto the bullish side. You're late in general. You're really late to the move. You should be buying down here if you wanted to be long. So there's probably a little bit more activity. I mean, in a situation like this, you basically price target, like this, you'd basically price target this zone, like $4 to $3.50, $3.60. That's your target on that move with NYMT. Now, anyways. Yeah, we had this really monstrous spike up. Oh, something hit our scanner. Let's take a look at that. All right, so that's the 4. Let's go to the daily. The daily won't have shit. Goes up to 6. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, the CLSK is kind of interesting. I mean, it's kind of got a decent amount of volume. Something to do with N95 mass here, so definitely some pump news given the situation. That might be one to follow today. Yeah, I keep saying that, but I really do need to take the Nightbot off. It's usually more of a pain than it is anything. But yeah, like I said, so since the market's gonna be, excuse me, I was say since the market's going to be opening a little bit higher here, we're probably going to need to excuse me, start keep an eye on things a little bit more bearish. Huh. You know what, guys? Actually, I apologize about this. I'm working on a computer right now that I realize I don't really want to be working on because I could be working on my other computer. So I'm actually going to end this stream, but start it right back up in literally like a few minutes, so you guys can all hop back on. But I'm just gonna switch over to my other workstation rather than this one. It makes more sense to be on that. I don't even know why I started on this, but so give me literally a couple minutes, and then I'm gonna be right back on. So gotta end this one, kickstart the next one.